Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to Cilinix Crypto. Hope you're all doing great, and welcome to this new video here on Bitcoin. We're going to do a full update. It's going to be quite an important update for multiple reasons. First of all, it's the end of the month, right? So a lot of positions are closing, a lot of option contracts are expiring today. So therefore, the end of the month in general is already quite volatile. Not always. I mean, if we go for example, the 31st of December. That was quite volatile, as you can see. Big move up, big move down in one day, which is not ideal. But then, if you take a look at the 1st of December right here, that was normal, right? I mean, and even the Friday kind of before. No, the Friday before that, so kind of the last Friday of the month was quite volatile as well. The last two times we were actually bullish at the end, and then bearish at the start of the next month. So maybe that's interesting to know. Kind of is. But that's going on. It is the end of the month. But what I think is more important right now is news that we get today and the effect that will have on Bitcoin. Because so far, I think we've been right. So I've been saying since Wednesday that, you know, if we actually reclaim this level right here, and I talked about that on Monday as well. I mean, in the Signal group, we actually made some nice trades because we identified that this kind of a bearish breakout we had was more of a unjustified imbalance rather than a real bearish breakout. But we reclaimed it, and what I told you afterwards as well, I think it's most likely we're going up to the top of the range. The problem now is that we hit the top of the range yesterday. We spiked up to a top right here at 106,300. So purely technically, what I would say is, all right, well, it's most likely after hitting the top of the range, and I don't see any reason to believe or to suspect that we're going to break out. I think it's most likely we're going to drop down. So that is also kind of to start off this video with a bearish tone, which I don't like to do, but that is purely technically the most likely scenario. Now, and why I'm telling you that I don't see any reason to break out is because the volume is very low. The volume right now is $36 billion. That's not enough to break out. We would need at least like $80 or $90 billion. And then outside of that, fundamentally, I don't think we really have a reason to break out. I think the fundamentals look fine, right? So if you take a look at the dollar strength index, well, dollar strength index is actually, look, it's much less bearish than the start of January. But overall, we actually bounced back relatively nicely from yesterday when we did have some negative economic data. And then the stock markets, but like I said, it's still less bullish than it was. Stock markets are actually opening relatively nicely. These are the futures, right? So stock markets are obviously not open, but that looks pretty good. And then outside of that, talking about altcoins, I mean, the total 3 looks good to go higher here after breaking out. And the Bitcoin dominance actually looks good to kind of trend down here. So overall, the market circumstances actually do not look too bad. But like I said, if we're purely judging the what's going on right now, you can see we hit that resistance level. We spiked up there. Since then, we've been losing momentum. We've been losing volume. We've been losing open interest. So it's most likely will drop down. And then the last part kicks in, and that is that it is the end of the month. And today we have some big news. We have the core PCE price index, which is basically inflation data. So that could still push the price up. But I don't think that's enough to really break out. Like the only way I think Bitcoin can break out is if we either have some massive fundamental news, something with the Trump administration, maybe something with China, who knows, or if the dollar strength index starts to become very bearish. If the inflation rate or the core PCE price index is lower than expected, that is a possibility, and then I do expect to move up. But even then, I don't think that's enough of a reason to break out. So then we can rally up to maybe the previous all-time high, something like this. But I also do think that we will reject back down and drop down to the bottom of the range right here at 101,000. So ultimately, I think we are dropping down back. I think we are dropping back down to the bottom of the range. But today it is possible, and I kind of even lean towards saying that I would say something like this is still most likely, because we're losing that open interest also means that there's more room for new leverage to come in. So yeah, I'll leave you with that. But this is like this move up is dependent on better data from the core PCE price index. If that's higher than expected, we're going down in one candle, right? So be prepared for that, be aware of that, and that's what I think you need to know. So thank you for watching. Hopefully it was valuable, and I'll see you all in my next videos. Bye.